Okay, we're here. We're back at the Brightside Film Festival interviews, and we're here with Michelle Trina, and you did Divorce Diaries,
I
uh,
did.
and I've been asking this to everybody, but I know. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, well, Chris, you're literally living. Chris, you just saw like what's the actual Divorce Diaries. But hi, Angie.
Hey!
So I came up. He just asked me Chris just asked me how I came up with Divorce Diaries, and also before we started recording, my cousin Carolyn's over, who Angie filmed with, and Carolyn's in the show, and my daughter were fighting. So that is how I came
That's
up
how,
with it.
yeah.
My day-to-day, so in short, my day-to-day life as a single mom in a beautiful chaos is how I came up with it.
Angie, how did you get involved with the project?
Well, I have known Michelle for years. I directed her in a touring children's theater company. So when she was like, I think it was you were right out of college, right?
Yeah, Nicholas Nickleby and A Christmas Carol.
Yep. So, and then I helped her with her children's theater company, Prop Box Players, that she started. And like, so we've known each other forever. And she's like, "Oh my God, you make films. Why don't you direct us?"
So can I tell him that like what happened was I forgot about like, and this is the worst thing because I forgot Angie was directing film, and I had hired another director who really didn't work out well. It wasn't a personal thing; it just was not matching. You really have to know me to get the filming style and the budget that we were under, and I had to let them go. I had to let her go. It was mutual. She was like, "I don't think I could do this." I was like, "Great," because this is not working out. And I put a big post out, and Angie messaged me. She's like, hello. I was like, oh my God. Funny thing was Angie has worked. You remember you performed for my theater company.
Yeah.
You've given me so much advice over the years as an actor. And like my dad passed away 2 years ago, and I had prayed on finding a new director and DP. Like I do this manifestation by my window where I'm at right now, and I pray on it. And all of a sudden, when she messaged me, it was that same day that I was like doing 10-minute manifestations to my dad in prayer. And then she's like, "Michelle, I have a DP and I'm a director." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's great."
I was like, "I have a whole crew. I can help you out."
And how is it doing comedy? Because I've seen you in a million horror films and directing horror. So now you're doing the comedy. How was that transition?
Very different.
Yeah.
I tried to throw some blood on the kids, but Michelle said no.
Which I find so funny because honestly, Angie, it was so smooth for her direct. Well, because you worked with kids for so long, it was so smooth in my eyes for you to direct me and my crew. I think it also just comes down to the fact that you're a good director. But go ahead. Sorry.
Thank you. But no, it was awesome. All of the comedic elements, I feel like they're, I know that comedy and horror aren't that similar, but I feel like the timing, a lot of it is very similar, especially with over the top campy horror. So it was kind of like a pretty smooth transition. I have directed other comedies, but I haven't done it in a couple of years. So it was nice having a different medium.
Absolutely. And Michelle, when you're writing this and come up with this, you have so much. How did you kind of narrow it down to that certain time period and area?
Oh, that is a great question because it was hard, and I still after we shot it, I rewrote it, and then I've been working on it as a feature. I'm just like writing different ways to present the material that is the daily occurrences of the material I do on stage as a comic, right? So, and Angie is so perfect for this too because Angie has known my journey even before I was married, but specifically we started connecting even again further when I was getting divorced.
Yep. Because I was getting out of a relationship at the same time too. And so we had a lot of long conversations.
We were in parallel a lot. And so the fact that she was my director and that I've talked with her about just being a team, like in this journey of the Divorce Diaries brand is because she's literally been on the side watching and coaching kindly. And I say that because she's seen a lot of train wrecks with my date.
So, what about the other actors in the film? How did you go about casting?
So a lot of them I already knew and know me. There was maybe a couple that we cast prior to Angie coming on the project that for the other director, which I still credit her, she casted Marie, and she casted who was in one of the comics, and she also casted my parents, which she actually, I have to say, when we were casting them, that was hard to fill, and we did a good job on finding the two people that would really embrace who my parents are as, you know, people.
And,
sorry,
where did you film? New York, New Jersey, where?
Jersey, and we filmed in my apartment where you see right now. And we filmed all in New Jersey. In New York City was Broadway Comedy Club. We were very lucky to get most of the spaces for free.
Yeah. That's always good. How long did it take to film?
5 days?
5 days.
5 days, yeah.
And we were topped to 8 hours. I think 8 hours, right, Angie? Like,
is it mostly because of the kids or just?
Yeah, a lot because of the kids and the spacing, since we filmed in a couple of schools. So it was like we couldn't be there, you know, at certain times because of what was going on, and also, you know, all the COVID restrictions. So
that was the one day we went over, that Sunday. I had to pay. I was like, that's when I realized, producer, actor, I was sweating because like we gotta finish, and then I was like, oh my god. And we were spot on our schedule for filming, very run and gun. But like that one day at the school, I ended up going over a little over budget because we had to get, it was hard to get some of the shots on time, and we were moving efficiently. So we kept that. And then the restaurant shot was like we did it in 3 scenes. That
was crazy because we were running late, and then the restaurant was closing.
Oh no.
And we're like, all right, we just got to get it done. We got to bang it out. We got to make sure the lighting is perfect. And Phil did all the lighting, Phil Crawl.
Okay.
So he was like, all right, like I wanted to do more, but let's just get it done.
And that teaches me a lot about the next one too, of like how to now see it and plan it. But like they did an amazing job in helping me with the vision under the time constraints, because I probably would have driven a lot of people crazy, especially because Angie knows me very well, and I kept saying action. Well, I kept starting before action, and she's like, I have to call action.
Were you looking to see maybe to shop this around for like maybe a TV show?
So that's the goal. That's the long-term goal, is for it to be a television series. I have been literally attached to my computer, submitting to producers, doing virtual pitches, you know, acting like the ex-girlfriend that won't go away to these people.
She's like, should I contact them again? I'm like, no.
I'll show her the thread of messages. She's like, maybe we should pause. But not, I should say, in an appropriate professional way. There was actually there was somebody that was on board with the project that showed interest, that then stopped kind of communicating, and then I became, you know, I won't show the thread, but yes. I mean, I have my vision board over here, and I'm sending our deck tomorrow to Paper Kite Productions, which is Amy Poehler's production company, through my manager, so they don't think it's unsolicited completely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, there's so many ways to do this nowadays, you know, like Netflix and Amazon and so many more. So you never know.
Yes.
And Netflix is apparently coming to Jersey, right behind my house here, Fort Monmouth. So.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I know they just built a studio, or just opened a studio in Brooklyn.
Oh. Yeah, I think they were planning on it, and there's old rumors, this, that, and the other, but it's supposed to be a big one right here, and I live right next to it. It's like I could like throw a rock and hit it.
That is amazing.
So, but that would be insane. I'd be like, oh my god, my whole life this is, and it's right here.
Right.
So hopefully we'll have more productions in New Jersey.
That so our executive producer David Schoner is part of the.
Yeah, I know David.
So. Yeah, I've known him since I was 19, and he's always said, he's like, Michelle, I love you, but like, like focus your energy. And so I said to him, I'm like, they're coming to Jersey. So what should I do? He's like, well, don't show up at their doorstep without an invitation, but with pizza or coffee.
I do all the podcasting with Min Chang at the Garden State Film Festival, so I'll see him in a few weeks.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love Dave. He's great. When he met Angie, I said to him, like, Dave, she's perfect for this because she gets me. And then he met her and he's like, okay, this is great because she could reel you in. And I'll also reel you in. But when I can't reel you in, she'll reel you in. And I say that about myself because I do have a lot of energy that can get displaced if not properly filtered out.
Now, is this, were you able to see it yet at a film festival, or has it played any yet, or virtually, or?
This is our first one.
Yeah, this is our premiere, so we're super excited.
It has played virtually at like an international, at Delta International and Phoenix Shorts, but they never shared the link with us.
Oh.
I shouldn't say like never. I just didn't get the link. I don't know if I missed it, but it wasn't.
It's usually weird with those. It's just so hard to.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but
we've done it. We've done it.
This is our first in-person premiere, so I'm just warning you that my cousin, who was our set decorator, my cousin Candy was our set decorator. She played a few with the waitress, I think. She's like going full out with our like she wants us to wear black jackets with say divorce feathers. The Italian flag is embodied on our bodies at some point. So
it will be fun. It's always
amazing.
It's always a fun day. And Angie, you've been there. You've had some, you know how it's like. But so we're just happy to have it, though. So I have no idea who's coming, who's not coming, but we're just happy to be there.
Oh, and we're plugging the heck out of it, just so you know. I'm just gonna like try to make this the Oscars, Emmys, whatever you want to call it, of Jersey City. I used to teach in Hoboken, and the teaching component is big on the experience I had in Hoboken that in the show. So that's why I'm trying to get as many people from that area down to the festival.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we have plenty of room there, so it'll be good. And it's 2 weeks away. I can't believe it. I'm like so far behind and stuff. So I'm trying, but
it's going to be tough. Amazing. It always is.
Yeah, it always seems to
pull it together.
Somehow it always seems to work out, right?
Yep.
But so it is the first one. That's great. That'll be exciting. And what's next for it?
So what's next is continuing to pitch it so that it gets optioned, because what my goal is to really develop more series. Like we want to film more episodes.
Yeah.
But thankfully we have donors that have allowed us to continue post-production with submissions to, festivals and marketing, but we don't have funds to film more episodes in this scripted series component. So we're really looking for a production company to partner with. And in addition, Angie and I have had ongoing conversations of doing more short films or short web series that are in the Divorce Diaries universe.
That sounds good.
You can mention something too. I don't mean to be taking over the microphone.
You're the one that has the microphone. So no, we were also talking about a feature because I feel like that there is so much and there's so many characters that like if you go to Michelle's like stand-up show, like she has like a million characters that she plays. So there's so many like kind of offset stories that I think would make for a really good feature.
So can I just piggyback off what you just said? Because someone actually told me that a literary agent said, you really should think of creating a short feature because I think you'll have an easier route to play yourself and sell it. So I wrote, and so with that said, I'm definitely writing that script and seeing if someone can produce it in that light. So then we have these two proofs is also another route. I mean, like whatever concept in this Divorce Diaries story, which is my post-divorce journey, can sell and we can continue to grow and ultimately help people who have children with special needs, who either work with children with special needs or adults with disabilities and are going through all these other life things, like can laugh about it because it's something everybody has a place at this table. it's not just divorced people, right? Like we've all gone through challenges where it feels like we're alone and on the outskirts, you know. And then something small happens where you're like, yes, I'm winning, and you're in the middle of the street with cars honking at you, dropping things.
That's how I feel right now. And I teach film at
Exactly.
a high school. I teach film at a high school, and I got all walks of life in those classrooms. I teach 6 different classes. So
I taught in Trenton, I taught in Newark, Union City, Hoboken, New York City, and I remember one day I didn't have a classroom with a window.
I don't have a window. See,
Chris, this is meant to be.
I have a studio though. I actually had an actress friend of mine on at the end of the other day on my phone. She popped in, and I just walked around my whole studio showing it to her, and she's like, "Can I use your studio?"
Oh wait, okay, you mean like it's a 4 walls? No, I meant I had a window missing from my classroom. It was open air.
Wait, there was no window?
No window. There was a window, but no window.
There was a window hole.
It was in Trenton. I was teaching, and they had a hurricane. It was a hurricane. It was in 2011, and there was a garbage bag put over
the window.
And I remember we were in a very poor, like bad section, and I'm not like I was about to say poor, but not like poor as in like, oh my gosh, no. This was like my students were like, we should really have a window on this. This is not safe. And I would be like, this is insanity. So, yeah, I mean. Story is where my past in Hoboken really took place, and I worked primarily with differently able, like self-contained elementary students, and every child in the school that I taught at in the show all have IEPs, because we really wanted to take children who have something, you know, a disability, to kind of promote that all learners, there's inclusion here, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. So how was working with all those kids? Angie, were you all right with it?
Honestly, they were amazing.
Yeah.
So what we did is we did a bunch of improv exercises before we would actually shoot. And I was amazed at how well they took direction. And they were just all super eager and excited. And honestly, it was an amazing experience. Like the days that we worked with the kids were some of my favorite days.
Sometimes it's better to work with them than actual actors.
I know, right?
The way they act.
Because they have no filters. Like this one, I don't think it made it into the film. But this one kid, like Michelle said the F word. I don't know if I can say it, but and the kid then said, "Don't say F," and we were like, "Oh my God, don't say that!" Like he was like, "I thought I could say whatever I want." We're like, "Yeah, but not that."
And that's one of my former daycare mom friends, who's the perfect mom. She knows who I modeled it from. He was laughing. She's like, he got such the acting bug from that experience. Like him and my daughter went to daycare together, and like I was like, hey, I need more boys on set. She's like, well, we're there. And he was like, when I rewatched those clips, he's like, did you just curse?
It was hilarious. I was dying. Like the hardest thing was filming and not actually audibly laughing, because they were just hilarious. And of course, every like little detail that might not have been perfect, the kids were like, well, that was there. You know, and I'm like, thanks. We'll shoot it again. And they're like, how many more times do we have to? How many more takes do we have to do?
You don't have with kids. You can't do too many takes. Like I think they say like 3 takes you get with kids.
Well,
yeah,
and there was
if that.
My daughter, I was concerned that my daughter wouldn't last, because same thing. And when we shot at my house, the day with my parents, I think that was one of our longer days, because we had to make it look dark outside, you know, the whole thing. So we had to run up the street, and it was 100 degrees, and she fell and scraped herself badly, and screaming and crying. And we had to get that one shot outside, and it's in the film. It's in like I'm doing a confessional at the beginning of it, saying, I'm a single mom. I teach kids with special needs. I'll do it again. She's eating cotton candy. That was all real. Like I was like, please please. And it was actually good because it gave us that momentum of like, oh my gosh, I got to get to her school. Oh my gosh. I was hoping she wasn't going to lose it and we would just get the tape, you know? So
Yeah, they ran really far, farther than I wanted them to run. And they just kept on going, and she fell down and she's like, I don't want to make the movie anymore. I'm like, oh my God, no, we have to get this.
there's no option in that. No. Now she wants to make her own movie. This is the best part. She's been watching. Now she wants her own. She has her own YouTube channel. She's requesting for all these things. I was like, okay, that's right.
How it goes. I tell kids all the time, like, they don't want to make movies. They're sitting there. They're like, they don't want to do this or that. And then one kid makes a really good one, gets into festivals, and they all get jealous. And then they want to make one. And I'm like, we do this every day.
Because it's the process that they have to really understand. You have to enjoy the process in order to then feel the gratitude at the product. And I think that as I've gotten older, I've learned how to enjoy the process more. I know that it's still really hard to not have the anxiety of getting through something, but to just look into the gratitude of each day. And like, I'd come home from set and I'd be so happy and excited. And I'd look at footage and I just was like, I want to do it again. Like, I can't wait to get back on film. So I've been saying that to Angie. I'm like, we need to film something else this summer. Like, we need to film something.
I think everybody wants to film something this summer and just like get the COVID out of here so we can all just go. I can't wait till school year's over so I can film something.
Yeah, 100%.
So, I always try to during the school year and it never happens. So it's like, all right, I'll wait till the summer. That's how it has to be.
Well, right. And also, like, you know, sometimes with like the way that our story was with school, we couldn't film in a school. Like, I got very lucky with having an exec producer who's on the school board who can get like that, you know, and also that was hard because there's a lot of pushback from school districts giving you their space during COVID and not charging you such a high amount of money.
Yeah.
So that was a concern too. It was hard during the school year. It would have been impossible.
Yeah, absolutely. But well, I guess that's all I got right now today. I got to do a million of these things. But thanks for joining me. And you have anything else coming up? Any shows, any comedy shows you're going to be doing stand up soon? I'm going to Caroline's the night before the fest to see a buddy I went to college with. He's performing at Caroline's, Pat McGann. And,
oh my gosh, that's your friend. That's amazing.
We went to college together. So my cousins were at Thanksgiving. My cousins said, "Oh, we saw this comedian open up for Maniscalco. We don't know who he."
Love him. I love Pat and I love Maniscalco. Yeah. Just so you know, I'm obsessed with both of them.
They're awesome, yeah. But like they said this joke, and I'm like, I know that joke, like, but I know it personally. I don't know, like I know that personally joke.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
And I'm like, who was the guy? And they couldn't figure it out. So I go on my Facebook. I'm like, is this the guy? And it was Pat McGann. They're like, yeah, that's the guy. I'm like, oh my God.
Chris, so if your friend Pat wants to come to our room, I will literally roll out. I will do whatever.
He's here this weekend. So, and I'm not even going to tell him I'm going. I'm just going to show up because.
Oh, that's great. Well, you're a good friend.
It's been so long though. It was like college. So
okay, so Joe Minoso is a college friend, and he's on like Chicago Fire now, and I have not been able to reach him now because he's like big and famous. So at least your friend is still reaching out to him. little bit. I've been following him and every messages here or there, but I don't know. I'm like, should I tell him or just show up? I don't know. I told him that I saw him at Maniscalco and we got late getting into New York when he opened up. I missed his set.
Oh man.
Now he's all watch this. I'm like, I missed it, but I said I didn't miss it.
Well, first of all, he did a whole special. I watched.
He has a special on Amazon.
And I watched it. He's hilarious. And Maniscalco is one of my idols.
So funny.
Purposely watch him though. So the reason why I do stand up is to make people heal through humor. And why I watch Maniscalco is personally not just to get as a better comic, but he heals me because his family stories are literally what I grew up with. Like I'll rewatch one little bit and be like, that's my mother. That's my mother. That my mother said it, like just to get this, you know, and that's the beauty of comedy though. And Divorce Diaries connecting to this whole big picture is that I want people to watch it and feel that whether they're, living in Montana or New Jersey or New York, married, single, divorced, there's a piece of this journey I've been through that can connect with a lot of people.
Yeah,
It's about acceptance and self-worth, really, but we're just doing it through comedy.
Can we see you on stage soon?
Yes. Okay. So the next time you can see me on stage in New York City is April 10th at Broadway Comedy Club. There's going to be other stand-up gigs in March, but I haven't solidified them right now because I'm in that film festival circuit in March, and then April.
It's a crazy month. March and April,
Yep.
Crazy Film Fest. I'm all over the place.
April 10th, New York City Broadway Comedy Club. They can go get tickets, divorcediaryshow.com. And April 21st in Florida, Divorce Diaries will be both.
I know a lot of comics, and they're all going to Florida. They've all been keep going down to Florida.
That's because that's where
Florida
everybody is.
Yeah. KP Burke, he was just down in Florida. I don't know if you know KP Burke. He just came back. I sometimes produce his podcast show that he has.
I haven't seen him in long. He was a nice guy. He served our country and everything, right? I know he was to talk about that. Yeah, good guy.
That's very funny.
Yeah, so him and I have a lot of mutual comic friends that were worked on this project too. On Natty Bumper Car, who else? Chris Lamberth, who was just on a new. Oh yeah, Chris Lamberth was on Broadway. We had a lot of fun, great comics that were a part of the show. Now that I think about it, Vic Cedeno.
We have Joe Fernandez is coming to the film festival. He has a film, but he's going to come later.
Joe is one of my, I don't want to call my good friend because he's like, Michelle, you're not my good friend yet. He helps me with my writing, actually. Joe has been my new writing buddy, and I was messaging him trying to figure out my day. He's like, it's on Facebook. After I emailed you, and you're like, and then Joe told me, and then I saw it, and then you're like, it's on Facebook. I'm like, okay.
So he has a film in the fest, but he said he'll come at the award show, but he actually filming on that Sunday, so.
Yes, and I talked about it. I did his last episode of his web series. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, so you're in the web series. Okay. We just talked about that. I just interviewed him, so.
I played one of his exes. It was such a fun day to film with him. And he's like, him, Angie, like Dave, those are people like that are just people who are good humans and really great to work with, efficient, and love what they do.
And Angie, what's up next for you?
Well, I have Channel X is in the festival circuit right now. Masquerade Productions, and it's down at Days of the Dead. Actually, screened yesterday.
Oh no, I wanted to go down there. I love Days of the Dead. I didn't know they had a film festival or not, though. They used to have they still doing the film festival because I think they put that on pause for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I usually put my student films in there. We do a lot of horror, and I haven't. Because I didn't see it. I didn't see the Days of the Dead open. So, but I've been down to Atlanta. I've been down there. Actually, I was there. It was a year or two ago. I don't even know now. 4 Days of the Dead, and I was outside, and I walked inside the hotel, and someone was murdered like 5 seconds after I left.
Wow!
Right outside. I saw the guy who drive-by shooting. Got killed. I walked in the hotel, and then it was all chaos. I walked in, and chaos is going on. The cops are there and everything. I'm like, what's going on? Like, they said someone got murdered. And then I saw the person. I was like, I saw that person on the street.
Wow, that's crazy.
I would have a panic attack. What?
Yeah, it was a little crazy. It was weird. But, then I ended up at the Claremont Lounge with one of the actors of one of the films. The Candyman. Do you know Candyman, that actor?
Yeah.
We just ended up at a bar.
Always.
I needed to.
You're down there this weekend for the screening. So,
really?
So Days of the Dead, and then
Don Jameson, who I know, comedian, is performing Days of the Dead. He's doing like a set. They're doing a comedy show down there.
Yeah. I saw that they were doing that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Small world.
I know, right?
Yeah. So so they're down there and.
Yep, they're down there. And Channel X. I know we have some more screenings.
Was that a feature or a feature or?
Yeah, it's a feature. Mm-hmm. So it's an anthology of like all of their shorts, and it's got a really clever wraparound.
Oh, so they like those anthology things.
Yeah, I know, right? So I'm in 3 of the shorts, and as 3 different characters, and then I also assistant directed the wraparound portion of the film. So
I wonder if I saw any of those short films as they went around the short films. I probably did. Yeah.
Definitely did. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me today, and I'll hopefully see you and the rest of cast and crew or whatever in 2 weeks.
You definitely will.
Awesome.
Definitely
Awesome.
will.
Well, have fun with the rest of your interviews today.
Yeah, I don't have too many, but I don't know when I'm going to put it up. I'm trying little by little, but oh my gosh, I have so much schoolwork to do.
All going to come together beautifully, like always.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look out for the black, pink feathers and Divorce Diaries jackets on the red carpet. Thank you for having us, Chris. I really
absolutely.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thanks.
All right. See you soon.
All right. See you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.